and we got this cool science magazine. Not science, I'm used to reading science magazines. We got this cool spy magazine, as you can see. I just had a page open about the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. And gonna take me forever to find that page now, of course. So we'll probably just. What's that? Interesting. Probably just stop on another page. Um, Stealing the atom. Interesting. Let's find something that I know more about, because let's face it, no one's using the atom right now, at least not until Putin does what he needs to do to the United States. America's spy shield. Interesting. Let's read this. Okay. Uh, Nations spy on each other to detect imminent attack, build information on which they can alert their defense networks, or obtain intelligence to give them an advantage should war break out. In that context, the individual spy has now become a nation, and tools of the trade have grown more advanced than anything used by individual espionage agents. Today, the United States spends almost 100 billion a year on its national and defense-related intelligence assets, comprising 18 separate and individually managed government organizations, 9 of which are under the Department of Defense. All have undergone considerable change since they were established, and most reflect the dramatic evolution in roles, policies, and technologies since they were formed. The oldest of these is the Office of Naval Intelligence. Ooh, ONI. There's a new, spy agency, but it's like a special to naval, but still. Office of Naval Intelligence, ONI. Okay. Formed in 1882, which has gone through many changes in structure and role since its formation. Initially set up to evaluate potential maritime threats to America, it monitored developments in Canada. It monitored developments in Europe as sail gave way to steam, and coastal protection forces gave way to blue water naval operations, in which Britain led the world. After the limited use of maritime power during the American Civil War, the U.S. Navy fell into decline, and not before the turn of the century did it begin to adopt some of the ships and equipment of European maritime powers. Mindful of the blockade set by the British during the Revolutionary War for independence, expanding commercial interests of the United States exposed vulnerabilities which threatened its widening trade with countries around the world. Office of Naval Intelligence. That is cool. I would love to work for the Office of Naval Intelligence. I've always wanted to work on a large ship with you go 6 months out on a sea with guys. It's like 6 months alone with a bunch of men in a boat for 6 months, like in a naval ship. I've always wanted to do that. But yeah, so basically Canada, right? We obviously are connected to the water, and Canada has our own navy fleet. But man, Canada is not nothing compared to the United States. Oh, another emblem. Look, we found another emblem. The National Security Agency, United States of America. Really cool. Um, and I wanted to say that. Oh, let's find something. Let's look at this emblem. Okay. Directorate of Science and Technology. Really cool. That's me. This is me. Okay. That's what I wanted to do. If I were gonna be a spy, I'm gonna do like a science and technology spy. You know what I mean? Like I would do anything to get like those Nikola Tesla files. Like Nikola Tesla was so brilliant, and Nikola Tesla, if I would do anything to get a hold of his special, or if he had anything that he was working on. So that's what I would totally do. If I could be a spy, which I guess I can't now be because I outed myself already, but I would totally be a science and technology spy, targeting technology tradecraft. Founded in 1947, the CIA Directorate of Science and Technology was instrumental in developing unique devices for obtaining information from small chips to reconnaissance aircraft. Cool. You know, it's funny when you're doing a live stream and you see the fluctuation of people coming in and out, and you're like, you're wondering as if, is it because I just said something that was stupid and then everyone left? And then suddenly everyone came in and it's like, did I just say something that was brilliant? Is that why suddenly the room is full of people? No, I'm always saying stupid stuff. Oh, okay. This beautiful woman is, hold on. No, no, sorry. I'm about to show you the beautiful woman. That's not the beautiful woman I'm talking about. Hold on. But that's Putin anyway. So this beautiful woman is Anna Chapman, and she's still alive. She is in Russia now. She's back in Russia, but she was caught in 2010 in a Russian spy espionage gang group, right? Group of Russian spies. One of the more notorious illegals, Anna Chapman, Anna Koshenko, got to the United States via England, and after her arrest and deportation, MI6 unsuccessfully tried to turn her to discover Russian illegals in the UK. So yeah, obviously she's gonna stay faithful to Mother Russia. Did you really think that you could turn her? Like I know like they turned her in the bed, right? Because apparently Anna Chapman like fucked every guy from here to Timbuktu or whatever, right? But like, did they really think that they were gonna get her to turn on Mother Russia to expose Russian illegals in the UK? You know what I mean? So I good kudos to her for being patriotic and standing by her man, her country, Russia, standing by Putin, her man, standing by Russia. Kudos to her. These Russian spies, they always inspire me. Every time I want inspiration in life, when you like watch those when they have those pictures at the workplaces, it's like the inspiration pictures, the inspiration photos, you know. Well, I like to like watch Russian spies and be like, that's like inspiration for me. Like, when I'm like, we need inspiration and I need someone to, you know. So, there's another Russian spy who definitely didn't get as much uh, media coverage as the other one. Let's see. Patricia Mills, Natalia Pereverzeva lived in Seattle, Washington area with Michael Zatoli, Mikhail Kutsik, and had been working for the Russians since 2004. Question: why did they take a picture of her like that with the eyes closed? Or did she refuse to show her eyes? Is this some sort of Russian trick? Is this it's showing the eyes? Maybe she had like contact lenses that had spy information. Oh my God. Okay, when Americans, right, they strip search people and then they like look in every single crevice that like that people have. And I'm sure they did that to the Russian spies, right? They strip searched the Russian spies, they embarrassed the Russian spies, they humiliated the Russian spies. And I wouldn't be surprised if another Cold War happened just because of that the Americans humiliated the Russian spies, making them like bend over and strip search them and everything. But you know what? My question now is, why would, like, I'm sure if the Americans took a picture like this, maybe they'd want to say, hey, can you take a picture with your eyes open? Like, we'll buy you some KFC, we'll buy you some Burger King if you take a picture with your eyes open, whatever, right? Um, because you remember they bought Burger King for that guy. Remember that guy who did something at the church? He did something at a black church, the guy, and then they bought him Burger King, right? So, anyways, why wouldn't they say to her, "Hey, can we take this picture again? Because your eyes are closed, right?" And but I guess she said no. I guess she would only allow them to take a picture of her with her eyes maybe more closed. Is it because she was wearing special contact lenses that were researched and created in a Canadian research facility? Special contact lenses that contained spy information, maybe? Is that why she didn't want the eyes? Because maybe when they were reviewing pictures of her, right? Because, okay, let's say the CIA, they're bored one day. The CIA is bored, and they want to look at pictures of women. So there's a bunch of horny CIA guys, and they just like, hey, they just want to start looking at pictures of Russian women that they caught, right? And if they were looking at this picture, maybe if she had had her eyes open and she had the special contact lenses, and sorry, I don't mean to be touching her face like that. Maybe if she had these special contact lenses in her eyes, and if her eyes were open and the guys were reviewing the picture, they'd be like, hey, we noticed something. There's a glint in her eyes. She's got these special spy contact lenses in her eyes, right? And that's why she purposely took a picture like this so that if they were ever looking over the picture of her, they wouldn't notice that she had these special spy lenses in her eyes. And then imagine they put her in prison and she has these special contact lenses. Like literally, she's in American prison and she's talking to FBI agents and she's talking to CIA agents. And the whole time, they do not realize that this Russian spy has contact lenses in her eyes. Maybe because she was like one of those Russian spies who were, like, for example, like this Russian spy. Like they would have noticed if they had contact lenses in her eyes because look how beautiful she is. Like you stare in her eyes all day. You would stare in her eyes all day. You would notice if she put spy contact lenses in her eyes, all the men would be, and usually men don't typically look at women's eyes, but she is so beautiful. They'd be looking at her eyes. They'd be looking at every part of her, right? Anyways, you know what I mean. So, if she had these special contact lenses in her eyes, I don't mean to be touching the, sorry, I don't mean to touch the face like that. If she had these, but they would have noticed, right? And she uses her, she takes pictures for a living, so she attracts men, right? So she has to have her eyes open, right? But this one, who maybe is she's pretty, but she's like in one of those 1980s movies where it's like the woman starts off, but then eventually, she turns out like she was the prettiest, but no one looked at her like the prettiest. So she's definitely pretty, but it's like one of those 1980s movies, romantic comedies where she starts off and then at the end of the movie, suddenly with makeup and anyways. So maybe that's why she had her eyes closed. It's amazing. I wish I had thought of this earlier. I totally would have told the Americans about this theory. Unfortunately, the Americans tasered me and threw my ass and beat me. And I guess you shouldn't fuck with Canadians. Even if they're not, even if they were Canadians who were rejected by CSIS, because I applied to CSIS, I applied to the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, and they rejected me. Something about being a smart ass Canadian who, like, anyways, I can totally keep secrets. I don't know why CSIS, the Canadian Security Intelligence Service, thought that I could not keep secrets. I can totally keep secrets, okay? Like, totally, I didn't tell the Americans about the time when I was in New York and I was, wait, hold on. I can't, okay, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, like, maybe she had these special contact lenses in her eyes. And that's why she didn't want to show her eyes when they were taking a picture of her, because then they might have discovered the special contact lenses. Like you can clearly see in this woman's photo, Anna Chapman, beautiful, that she doesn't have contact lenses. She's not wearing any. And when they strip searched her, I wonder, yeah, when they when they embarrass the shit out of Russian spies. So in America, when they catch Russian spies and they strip search them, like, for example, if they caught Putin, if they strip searched Putin, but anyways, would they have asked her to take out her contact lenses? Like, no, like, for real, like if they had strip search, well, they strip search everyone who goes to prison, so this is a fact. But would they have asked Anna Chapman if they noticed that she had contact lenses as part of a strip search? Do they make the person also remove the contact lenses? Really interesting. Wow. So all this time for years, well, I know like the Americans never asked me to remove my contact lenses, my Canadian ones, issued by CSIS. But interesting. So all of these years, These American assholes were putting innocent people in prison, including Russian spies who, they were innocent in the sense that they were just working for their country, Mother Russia. And the Americans didn't realize that all of these people had these special contact well, not her, had special contact lenses in their eyes, not some of the people. And that's why probably she wasn't showing her eyes when they took a picture of her. Interesting. And she had these special contact, and those contact lenses, they got cameras in them. They can like report back to Moscow, or they can report back to Tim Hortons in Canada. Like those special contact lenses that people wear. Like imagine the people get strip searched in prison, but the people who do the strip searching don't think to say, hey, take out your contact lenses, right? Because they think it's just part of the eyes, right? And they don't know any better that it could be the contact lenses could be like a window into Russia, like the contact lenses could be like Russia's window into the United States. And suddenly now she's in a prison, and she's in a federal prison, and if the Russians wanted to help break her out of prison, she's wearing these contact lenses, which shows the whole prison. It shows how many security guards there are. Like the contact lenses show her conversations with the CIA and the FBI. Amazing. Wow. I gotta get me some of those contact lenses again. Those special CSIS issued contact lenses. The Canadian Security Intelligence Service issued contact lenses that we loaned out to the Russians for a few years. Wow. Oh, hey. Did it just said it switched the camera mode or something? I hope everyone can I hope everyone can still see. Um but anyways, yeah, so that's Putin. Putin. And that coat must be so soft. Can you see that coat? Must be. And he's probably got like big muscles, Putin. But that coat must be so soft. And that's Putin. But Putin would never be strip searched. Putin would never allow himself to be strip searched. He'd probably go out. He'd probably want to go out in a different way, if you know what I mean. So, but she, on the other hand, I mean, she slept with half of New York. So I'm sure wasn't a big stretch for her when they strip searched her in prison. Who's this guy? Who is this guy? Okay. Well, I think that's. I'm not sure if if you're able to still see that, because it says something about the camera mode switched or something. But this is a really cool spy magazine. It's so cool. It's so interesting. Really cool spy magazine, and I'll leave it at that.